Hello, this is Jeff from DocuData. Welcome to this session on managing tapes in ActiveWeb. We will start with a quick introduction to ActiveWeb's interface, keeping in mind that full-length video tutorials are available if we wish to do a more in-depth exploration. Then we will focus on tape-related topics, starting with an introduction to the delivery calendar, 2 different methods for preparing tapes to send to the vault, how to reschedule a delivery date, how to request items, including tapes for data restoration, the alternate tape management method of establishing tape rotation schedules, and finally we will look at delivery slips as well as some of the reports available through the system. Let's get started with our orientation. Using your favorite browser, go to the web address provided by your record center. Enter your credentials, keeping in mind that you may use your email address as your login name, and that the password is case sensitive. Click the Remember checkbox if you wish to be able to log in using only your password on this particular computer. This brings us to the Home tab. Key features include the announcement area, which your record center can use to communicate with you and post valuable information, the delivery calendar, where we can explore past and future deliveries, and if applicable, any holidays over the next 7 days. The Inventory tab enables you to search and work with your inventory. Here we have search tools, search results, which you may configure the position of or hide, and the details of the current record. If the search is set to work list, you will have access to the work list functions. Use the My Cart tab to create and submit orders. We can use the Configuration tab to view and schedule holidays. If you have a management level license, additional options will be available. The Report tab enables us to access a lot of useful information. This includes information about items that have been placed on orders, tape histories or activities, tape metadata, including who a tape is out to if it is out, and what the next return date is, and if the record center images are signed delivery slips, we can also view those. The Options tab enables us to select which fields appear in our search results and where those search results appear. Clicking on the Help button from any tab will bring up a full PDF manual. Now let's explore the functions of the delivery calendar. Here we can see a quick overview of the dates on which deliveries have occurred or will occur, and drill down to see the details of each delivery. Because we can use the delivery calendar to easily add the items of a delivery to our work list, this provides an easy mechanism for things such as adding or replacing delivery dates for a set of items delivered on a certain day. You can see the tapes that will come back to you shortly on specific dates, but we can also do this using the Order Items report. Finally, we will see the mechanism for replacing a delivery date. Navigation buttons permit you to change the month that you are viewing. This also provides a convenient mechanism for refreshing the calendar if you have made changes. You can do this by going forward 1 month and then coming back. On each date where a delivery is scheduled or has occurred, we see a cart. The number indicates the number of different delivery types, for example, regular deliveries or add-ons. A number 0 could indicate that we've requested an add-on delivery, but the actual delivery date has not yet been determined. Click on a cart to view the details. Here we see a list of deliveries and their type. Note that this delivery is scheduled to occur in the future. Click on the green plus sign to view the details. We can add some or all of the items to our work list by clicking on the appropriate work list icon. Now I'm looking at the details for a different past delivery date on which 2 deliveries occurred. Note that the scheduled delivery of tapes versus add-ons will appear as different deliveries. This is important since your add-ons will typically be for the restoration of data, whereas your scheduled returns will be of tapes to be overwritten. If you need to determine whether you will have enough tapes on hand to run your next backup, you can use the delivery calendar, or you can go to the Report tab. Set the report type to Order Items, sort and filter on delivery date, and use greater than and less than filter types to filter on the relevant date range. Click the Add button to apply each filter, and click the Create button to get your report. Here I see that 6 tapes will be delivered on May the 6th, and that the delivery has not yet occurred. Alternatively, we can select a tape inventory report, select the fields that we are interested in, including the next return date, apply any filters that we would like, which may also include the next return date, and once again, create a report with the desired format. And here we see a report that includes the next date that the tapes will be returned to us. Now let's look at rescheduling deliveries. Here that I see that my deliveries are usually scheduled for Monday, but I have tapes scheduled to be delivered on a Tuesday. For this specific example, it is not necessary to clear our work list, but we may choose to do so. Click on the Inventory tab, and if the search is not set to work list, you may change it here. Click on the Work List button and select Clear Work List. Click Yes to confirm that you wish to do so. On the Home tab, click the cart on the date that we wish to replace, expand the delivery, click the top work list icon so that all items appear with a check mark beside them, return to the Inventory tab, click the work list button, and select Replace Scheduled Delivery Date. Select the date that is to be replaced, the new date, the address to be delivered to, then click OK. If you return to the Home tab and refresh the calendar by going back and forth 1 month, you will notice that the changes have taken effect. Now let's look at 2 examples of workflows that we can use for sending tapes to the vault. Example 1 involves selecting the items that we want to work with, modifying the metadata if necessary, adding the items to our cart, indicating that these items are being returned to the vault, and adding the future delivery date for the items, and providing the final details to submit the order. If we wish to use our work list for this, we should start by clearing it. Recall that you can add items to your work list from the delivery calendar by pulling up the delivery date, expanding a delivery, and clicking the Add to Work List button. Back on the Inventory tab, we have the option of adding all items from our work list to the order. Alternatively, we can just perform a search. I have set my search to tape number but have left the criteria blank. I'm using the advanced search filters. Set the status to Out to identify items that are currently at your site, and if you wish, you may also apply additional filters. Then click the Search button to run the search. You can click the Hide Advanced Search button to make more room to see your search results. I am displaying my search results on the left so that I can have the full height of the screen to work with each item. Click on a tape, modify any data if necessary, and click the Update button to save your changes. Repeat this process with the next tape that you wish to modify. Click the Add to Cart button to add either the individual item or the current page of search results to your cart. With any of these methods, we will complete our order by going to the My Cart tab. For items that are being sent back to the Record Center, click on the Return checkbox, then use the Fill Down arrow to apply these changes to the subsequent items. Note that we now have the option of specifying the date that we want these tapes delivered back to us. Select or type a date, and if appropriate, we can once again use the Fill Down option. If you need to request additional line items, expand the appropriate section. Select the type of item, specify the quantity and recipient, and add the item to our order. At the bottom of the page, fill in the delivery details. Your Record Center will let you know which delivery type to use for this purpose. It might be something like itemized return. Select the desired delivery address, and if you have any special instructions, you may enter them here. When you are done, click on this button here to submit the order. You will receive confirmation in the form of an order slip, which you can print. This includes the status of each item, and if it was rejected, the reason why. If you need to cancel an order for any reason, call the Record Center as soon as possible so that they can delete it before work begins. Our second example for sending tapes to the vault applies to people who would prefer work with barcode scanners and spreadsheets. In this example, we will scan our tapes into a spreadsheet template, fill in the descriptions and dates using your favorite spreadsheet techniques, copy the list of barcodes to your clipboard, import the spreadsheet to update the descriptions and dates, and paste in the list of tapes and complete your order. Start by opening the template spreadsheet from your Record Center. The spreadsheet name will include the template number in square brackets. If you require different templates for different purposes, you may set these up with your Record Center. In this example, our template includes the fields tape barcode, description, and next delivery date. I have completed the spreadsheet by scanning the barcode into the first column, typing in the modified description, and entering the date that I would like each tape back on. Be sure to fill each row of the spreadsheet completely, and use the template for its intended purpose. If you would like a template with a different combination of fields for a different purpose, do not hesitate to ask your Record Center and they can set this up for you. Click on the Exit button when you are done. This should prompt you whether you want to save your changes. Say yes. Click the Import button on the Inventory tab. If it does not appear, this may mean that you do not have any templates set up at the Record Center. Select the spreadsheet to open and click on Accept. Note that you will get an error message if the spreadsheet is currently open in another application. Click Yes to confirm that you want to proceed with the import, acknowledging that there is no easy undo operation. We see a summary of the results of our import, which was that 3 records were updated, and we can click here to view the log if we wish, which is especially important if there were records that were skipped. And as indicated by the summary, we do not see any error messages here. If we copy the list of tape numbers from the spreadsheet by selecting the cells and pressing Ctrl-C, we can add them to the order on the My Cart tab using the Batch Edition. Select the type of data that we will be pasting in our case items by barcode, enter the items one per line, in our case by pressing Ctrl-V to paste, and select the return checkbox to indicate that we will be sending items back to the Record Center as opposed to requesting that they be sent to us. Select the delivery type and address and enter any special instructions and click OK as we did in the previous example. Then review your order slip to make sure that everything looks good. If you wish to add or modify next delivery dates for items after the send-off has been prepared, you may do so as follows. Clear your work list, add items to it, typically using the delivery calendar, and add or modify dates for the items on the work list. In a procedure that is probably starting to become familiar now, set the search to work list, click the work list button, and select Clear Work List. Select our cart for the date that we scheduled our pickup for, add our items to the work list, and clicking on the work list button, add a scheduled delivery date. Once again, we can see the effects of our actions by refreshing the calendar, toggling back and forth 1 month. If your backup needs are fairly consistent, you may find it more practical to set up a tape rotation. This involves setting up many future delivery dates for the same tape at the same time. Start by verifying that your holiday schedule is properly set up, then use the tools provided to establish a rotation schedule for the tape. If several tapes always get ordered together, you may create the rotation for the first tape and add the remainder of the tapes to the same item set. You can view and configure the holidays using the Configuration tab. Here we see the dates that have been marked as holidays by the Record Center. If we added our own holidays, these would appear here as well. We can add additional dates using the section below. Having the holiday schedule set up will prevent delivery of items when there is nobody around to receive them. A calendar icon with a number beside it indicates that this item has future delivery dates. Clicking on it will bring us to the schedule section of the item's record. Here we see the future delivery dates. We can easily add new delivery dates one at a time, set up many delivery dates at once using a pattern generating tool, or paste in a list of future delivery dates, 1 date per line. Here I have set the tape to be delivered every 7 days for the next 7 years. Then I will select the delivery address and click the Add button to submit the dates. Looking at the schedule, I now have 364 scheduled delivery dates. I receive a schedule error for any delivery dates that fell on holidays. Using the buttons here, I can choose to deliver before, deliver after, or cancel the date entirely. If I have tapes that always circulate together, I can add these items to an item set. Type in a name for the item set and then click Update. Add the same value to the other items in the item set. In this way, if one item is placed on an order, the other items will follow. So as you can see, managing tapes using the tape rotation method means that we do not need to continually add new return dates. Now let's take a look at how we can request items for delivery. For example, if we wish to restore data from tapes in storage. We can add items to our cart from inventory or using the work list, or we can paste or type them into the cart in batch. We will add line items to our order and discuss the use of more urgent delivery types. We will point out a report that you can use if you want to check what has been ordered after the fact, and remind you that if you wish to cancel an order, you should call the Record Center as soon as possible. For this example, I will change the position of my search results by going to the Options tab, setting the search results position to top, and clicking the Update button. I will search by tape number, which I will leave blank, and apply an advanced search filter on status to identify items that are currently in at the Record Center. Then I will click the search button to run the search. Hide the advanced search fields, and if you wish to do so, use the handle here to resize the search results area. Click on the cart icon beside any of our items to add the item to our cart. Notice how the cart turns green and the plus button disappears. Switching to the My Cart tab, I can see the 2 items that I have added to my cart. By default, the items are ordered as going out to the person who placed the order. If we know what we are looking for without searching for it on the Inventory tab, we can add it directly using Batch Addition. Select the means that you will use to identify your tapes, paste or type 1 tape per line, adjust the recipient if necessary, and then click Add. If we wanted to add line items, we would expand the line items section and add those as well. If we want our delivery to accompany a regularly scheduled delivery, we could select Add-on as the delivery type. If we need things more urgently, we could use a different delivery type as agreed to with our Record Center. If you require service outside normal business hours, be sure to call the Record Center. You may place your order using a different delivery type, and the Record Center will switch after receiving your call. Enter special instructions if desired, Keeping in mind that this is not an alternative to selecting the correct delivery type, then click on the Submit Order button. Once again, our order is confirmed by an order slip, which we may print if we choose to do so. Finally, let's take a look at additional information available through the system, including imaged delivery slips. Go to the Report tab and select Delivery Slips as the type. Enter the date range and click Search. This brings up the list of our signed delivery slips that have been imaged for us by the Record Center. Click on a delivery to view it. Here we see the items that were delivered, the items that we asked our Record Center to pick up from us, as well as any additional line items. We also see who signed for it, when, and their signature. These characters here are used by the system to automatically assign our image delivery slip to the correct delivery. Add-on deliveries are printed on separate delivery slips from our regularly scheduled deliveries in order to avoid confusion. Next, let's see how we can run a report to easily identify items that have been returned to the vault without a next delivery date. On the Report tab, select Tape Report as the type. You may select a report layout template that your Record Center has defined for you, or manually specify the fields that you wish to see in your report here. Enter each filter and click Add. I am selecting items with a next return date less than the current date, a status of in at the Record Center, and you may also wish to add additional filters such as items that are in the vault or filter by department. Click the Create button to run your report. Here I see the 2 items that meet my criteria having no next return date. Finally, the activity report allows us to see what items had what actions of interest happen to them over a specified date range. On the Report tab, select Tape Activities as the type. Select the fields to include in the report, the date range, the departments, and the actions of interest. Select the desired output format, then click the Create button to view your report. Here we see the dates, the actions, and the details of the tape. That's it for now from Jeff at DocuData. I hope that this video on managing your tapes in ActiveWeb was useful to you.